Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes, we are back inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. Mr. Controversy here. Did you miss me? Another great Saturday morning. Sports. And you know I'm not doing this by myself. I got my co-host, my partner in crime, my road dog, the intellectual. What up, man?
What up, though? It's a great Saturday. What's up, man? How everybody feeling?
Man, I'm good, man. It's sports is getting to that time again where it's going to be so much to talk about. Basketball kicked off with preseason last night. We got the Ryder Cup, NFL football Saturday, so you know college football is popping off. Playoffs about to start in Major League Baseball. Man, it is a lot. MLS, I don't know if y'all mess with MLS, but y'all need to. If y'all in Atlanta, Georgia, y'all need to rock with Atlanta United. But MLS, it's a big game today with them going against the Red Bulls, New York Red Bulls. But it's so much going on. But again, we appreciate you all for listening. And like I stated, we have a great show, so much to talk about. For instance, we got to talk about in college football. It's Saturday. We got Notre Dame and Stanford playing today.
And Penn State and Ohio State.
Like, big games. And there's some other games that's on the schedule, too, that is big right now. So, it's like I said, it's a lot to get to in college football. We're also talking NFL football. Of course, we're talking what team should panic. So teams, we got the home team, the Falcons. You got a few other teams, man. Should it be panic time, or is it still too early? Also, we're going to talk about the vibe here in Atlanta and a hot topic. Is it a sports town, or is it not? Like I said, it's so much to get into today. We got to stop it. Quick hits, what's on our minds. Of course, we got to talk about Major League Baseball. The Braves are in it.
Definitely made it.
Yeah, so much to get into,
and
man.
with that, like you were saying about the teams, man, if you can, man, go check out a United game, man. Seriously.
Yeah, you will love it. And we have a special guest who's going to come on later on today. He's really no guest. Let me rephrase that. We have a superstar in the building today.
Family.
And, H.O., he's going to be in the building.
Yo.
And we're going to bring him on later on. But make sure you call in at 404-603-8770. This is going to be that day where you want to call in. If you're listening, you should call in to give your 3 cents, man, because it's so much to get into. So I got to talk to my engineer. What up, G?
Yo.
There he is. So, look, we're about to get into our quick hits. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sharon Beats for the sick beats. So, first we're going to start off with the Ryder Cup. U.S. is not looking good. We're getting drilled right now, 8-4. The Europeans lead 8-4. After Tiger winning, we thought that it's a wrap. We back, baby. We got the swag back. Nuh-uh. Not really. D, what's... We just got to take it, huh?
Man, we struggling, man. Sometimes it be like that. You know what I mean? And like you said, we thought with Tiger coming back, we was going to run away with it. And, man, not to say on no selfish joint, but, man, Tiger going to handle his business when he's solo. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of, not to say it come off like that, you know what I mean? But Like, man, let's get to these majors.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, not just Tiger. I'm talking about every USA golfer right now is getting embarrassed. You know, so but hopefully,
unfortunately, Ryder Cup kind of be like that sometimes, right? Like, no matter the year, no matter what's going on, like sometimes we run away with it, or sometimes they run away with it. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, it's come on, USA. All right. So moving on. Now, like I said earlier, it's so much with baseball. We got the playoffs. We got everything that's going on. But the Cubs shortstop Addison Russell
Addy.
is going through it right now, man. He was on paid administrative
Like
leave.
he off the Addies.
Right. And he has been extended. It has been extended until the end of the regular season after his ex-wife, Melissa Brady Russell, spoke publicly about the allegations for the first time as far as he physically abusing her. My thing is, she said she said she didn't come out at first. She didn't want to say anything because she wasn't ready. Now, I don't know if it's true or anything like that. I pray to God it's not true. First of all, because you don't want no man
Of course.
hitting a woman. But,
Shout out to Queens.
I think that I thought it was very cool that, and it was real that she said she waited and wanted to wait till the right time. And honestly, I didn't take it of her being bogus when she said that.
I don't take her being bogus. There's nothing against her. I wanted to give MLB, and that was my original stop it last week, was to the MLB. And the reason I said that is because y'all heard these things last year.
Right.
So y'all gonna wait?
Well, what's going on is, and this is what was interesting. They said that they didn't want, and this is what the NFL should do. They said that they didn't make a judgment until she came out and said anything.
I'm not saying nothing about no judgment, suspending him or anything. I'm not saying that that's what you should have did. But when you heard that was rumblings about domestic violence,
right.
That's when you were supposed to intercede.
But
You shoulda
still,
got
but what if she don't? But that's the thing though, because we talked about it on here with NFL. Why would you make a?
No, the NFL jumps and they suspend you 6 games.
You
before
just said they should have just got involved. But I thought they did listen at
They
first.
didn't.
Last
He didn't
year.
get suspended or anything. Did nothing happen. She said what she said. I think he had 1 game off because it was big news, and that was it. My point is, if that happened last year, and I'm not saying when that he shouldn't be in trouble right now. That's the last thing I'm saying. I'm saying y'all should have jumped on it last year. And yes, she didn't want to go public, but she may have talked.
No,
to
she
people
said she
about-
didn't. She said she didn't. She came out. So that's what I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying the fact that she did say that they came to me, and I told MLB I'm not ready.
I hate this after the fact, Jordan.
Yeah, but MLB
and I'm not talking about because it's the playoffs. Like I'm
Right, I know what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
tripping on that. Like for the Cubs, he's deep enough, so it's not about
No, I understand what you're
It's
saying, right.
about like hop on this.
But like I said, that's why she said she told him. They did. She told him no, I'm not ready. And she said, and she thanked MLB because she said they respected her for that. But they came at her. She said she told him no. But I just like the fact that she didn't jump at it, and it wasn't
right. And it isn't. And like she said, she don't want it to be affecting him, and she shouldn't have to. She feel like she shouldn't have to hold back because of this. And I get all that, and I'm with it. You feel me? But like for something that happened, right? And then it comes up after, like years after. It like that's horrible. And I'm not saying just for him playing, like to heck with him playing and this, that, and the third. Like, let's handle this now.
right.
You know what I mean? And I understand what you're saying about her saying she don't want to talk. Do you know what happens when the police get involved? The police come to you now, and you got to talk about this.
But I get that.
You
but
know what I'm saying?
But we always talk about how they're not the police. And
Right, and I get that, but I don't know. It's it's a hard subject.
And
right?
NFL, and we'll leave it like this. NFL, we know it's the owners' league. Major League is a players' league.
Period.
You know, so that's
Period. That sums it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on. Wow, that was Man. Speaking of police,
Right. Big police. This big police. Here.
LA Rams receiver Robert Woods, he went off on Thursday night. I think he had like 5 receptions, over 100 yards, and a touchdown. And his home was burglarized during the Thursday night victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Wow! So they broke in his house. But get this, they've done this to Yasiel Puig. And Puig is funny because, well, not funny, but it happened while he was playing the game against the Colorado Rockies. But this is the 4th time it happened 4 times to Puig in 18 months.
I want to know who they got their security system with, because the security system I got, as soon as my door opened, they called me and the police on their way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Woods is, kind of busy at the time. So
Yeah, they can't call him.
But if
the
you
perpetrators knew where he was going to be. They knew he'd be at work.
But here's the thing: if you don't answer, guess what happens? The police come faster, and now it's a thing. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what security system y'all have, because even with,
It's the security system that's robbing them.
that's what it gotta be.
Gotta be.
Like,
now, how you get robbed
seriously.
4 times? Like,
Dude, seriously, when the big people here, they got cable, internet, and all that. When your door open, right, and ain't nobody even in your crib, your door is just open. They call you, and if you don't answer, the police at your crib, and all this going down. How is the police not at these people's crib, and they millionaires?
right. Yeah, that's crazy. Moving on, and just in case you all don't know what crib means, it's the house.
The house. It's the house. Shout out.
All right, moving on. Shaquille O'Neal's son, will be out for his entire freshman season at UCLA due to a heart ailment. O'Neal said he felt funny during the summer workout, and he called and let them know, and they put like some device on him to just in case, and if it happens again, which was cool, and sure enough it did. He let them know, and so they caught it, and he said he will be fine. He has to have surgery, but he will be back next year even better. So I think that's good that he's in high spirits and everything like that.
Definitely. He said that they saved his life because he didn't know. You know what I mean? And man, that's big. We've seen a lot of this, whether it was with Reggie Lewis, and any of the players that died on the court. You know what I mean? We can go back to when the Bulls didn't want to re-sign Eddie Curry because of the heart thing. Right. You know what I mean? I'm glad that Hank Gathers. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that they found it this early, and he was smart enough to say something exactly, instead of trying to fight through it. You know what I mean? And it put things in perspective of how important are sports. Yeah, I love to do this, and whatever the case may be, but what's more important is my life.
Right. Now, moving on, the NBA said they will allow fans to stream the fourth quarter of NBA games for $1.99, $1.99.
I think that's so dope. Think about it. All you really care about is the fourth quarter.
What you got to say, G? G has his look on his face.
He got it,
do you think it deserves to stop it? What?
I think it's a little silly, but like you said, people care about the fourth quarter, and if it's a close game, I mean, you're not going to pay $1.99 for a 30-point lead,
right?
You're gonna pay for a 2-point game, and if it's a team you hate and you want to see them lose, just to make sure that.
And you might look at the last 5 minutes and be like, you know what, I want to tune into this for $2.
I like it because it gives you that choice to do it. You don't have to do it. So, last but not least, we want to give our condolences to the family of LSU Tigers basketball forward Wade Sims. Died from a bullet in a shooting this past Thursday, and
man, rest in peace.
It was horrible. He was, they say it was they were outside of a store.
Like at a store, restaurant,
and they were shooting. So we just want to say rest in peace. Really nothing to comment on that. And that concludes our quick hits. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris? not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Hey, what's going on? It's your man Terrell Thomas. We out here right now. Big up, shout out to the 3-point conversion.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. Mr. Controversy and D Intellectual. And this next segment, the hot topic, is brought to you by Cindy Cutts Barbershop, located on 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia. Make sure y'all check them out. Great barbershop, great men. Man, good talk. It's about unity, about community, sports, all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just a good barbershop, man. Nothing else to say about it. Shout out to Dwayne Chambers. You can follow him at Simhat the Barber on Instagram. That's at SIMHATHEBARBER. And I want to give a special shout out to someone who's listening right now inside the barbershop. My man Digger, Darrell Digger Branch. This guy's a Grammy nominated producer. Talking about for Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Cameron, people like that, Jennifer Lopez, all of that, bro. Hey, if you doing all that, bro, you need to come up here, man. I know we low budget, but you need to come up here and
big things.
Get us up, man.
Big things.
Anyway, appreciate you, though. So, this next segment, the hot topic, we have a special guest to bring in, and we're probably gonna keep him for the remainder of the show. I keep messing up. I'm sorry, G. Let me start over. We have a superstar in the building. None other than my man H.O.
Hey, fellas, what's happening, man? Glad to be here. We're glad to be back again Saturday morning with my coffee, and you know where I got it
Is
from.
it good today,
They
bro?
ain't mess it up this week. Listen, I figured out a different way to order it. Yeah, I had to figure out a different way.
But did they have the almond milk?
They did.
Okay.
They did, yeah. So I went to a different location where they should frequent.
Okay,
almond
so
milk.
shout out to Dunkin' Donuts for real. But, we're gonna shout out.
together for having almond milk. Exactly.
They're going to drop the donuts. They're about to drop it's just going to be Dunkin'. Because people really just go for like the coffee.
Exactly.
It really, that's facts.
It is.
Facts.
It really
That's
is.
facts.
Because if you look at the
When last time you had a
behind the-
donut?
Man, I still mess with the blueberry joint. So.
I don't. I go get hash browns from you. Ever had the hash browns?
No.
Yeah, them Jones on point.
I don't want to go too far on this, but
Yeah,
they don't make them there.
Right.
They are free. They are frozen, and they're
What?
brought to the store.
They are.
Hash
Right.
brown?
Yeah.
The
Donuts.
Yeah. All the donuts. and
They have a
muffins and
delivery
all that.
truck to bring.
Shout out to whoever's doing this.
Exactly.
But
why
anyway,
that's why I don't like
let's get to our hot topic. We're going to talk about the
later for
city
Dunkin'.
of Atlanta.
Boy, you brought me in the right time.
In the city of Atlanta right now, we know that it's been an ongoing debate, especially from people that's from out of town. They come here, and you had a lot of Atlantans, ATLians, or people from the ATL, Shoddy, however they say it. They would always say that, Atlanta's a sports town. And people from out of town, we're looking at them like, stop it, But you look at the state of the city right now and what's going on, and I'll just mention the teams. You got Atlanta United right now. They're on top of the division. They're the best team in the MLS right now, by far. The Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves
in the playoffs.
are in the playoffs, and they won their division. You have the Atlanta Falcons. They're not doing well right now, injuries, but yes, still they're
relevant.
still
1 year removed from the
that
Super
team.
Bowl.
Yeah, they're still that team, right? And then you have the Hawks, who just got Trigger Trey and Trey Young, and these other rookies that So right now, it's a good time to be in Atlanta. So we'll start off with our guest. How do you feel? Do you think that this town, Atlanta, is a sports town right now, or is it becoming?
Well, first of all, my bio says H.O. from Bankhead, which means I am originally from here. I'm a Grady baby, and I got a T-shirt that says it.
Bankhead.
You already know. But the reason why Atlanta is not a sports town is because the respect that Atlanta has, or the non-respect that Atlanta has been receiving over the years. You talking about a town that everyone migrates to, a city that everyone migrates to, and don't even know the history of Atlanta. People don't know that we had a hockey team called the Atlanta Flames. Mm-hmm. People don't know probably that we had another hockey team called the Atlanta Thrashers. People don't even know when you talk about the Falcons and Steve Barkowski, William Andrews, Len Kane, things of that nature. You're talking about a town that one of the biggest icons that Atlanta had, you traded Dominique Wilkins.
Right.
So you're talking about a town that if the next icon that you could even think of is Mike Vick, and he's known for dogfighting. So there is no respect for Atlanta. People come here mostly for entertainment and hip hop.
Wait. But to me, coming from a sports town in Chicago, controversy spells that's what sports town has. That makes the sport. You know what I'm saying? The controversy. But I feel you though.
But and this is the thing. If you go to Chicago, it's going to be more Chicago people there than out-of-town people. If you come to Atlanta, it's going to take you 10 people to find someone that's from Atlanta.
And every game you go to.
You see what I'm saying?
Every game you go to. Like when the Bears come down here, when the Bulls come down here, right? Like you go to the game, it's almost an away game for the Hawks.
Right.
Or for the Falcons.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I was saying earlier about the United, right? When we went and covered the United, right? Like it's a whole different ball game.
Right.
I say all the time, if the Falcons fans, the Braves fans, and let me take the Braves fans away because when they were winning and they was up there, they had it.
Right.
They had it, right?
No, they didn't.
But
they still weren't showing up. But go ahead.
But the Falcons fans, the Hawks fans, if they did what the United fans would do, this would be a sports town.
Because it's the culture. See, and we talk about this. The culture of the whole city is pretty much movies and hip hop.
Music. Yep.
You see what I'm
Shows
saying? And let's be real. To the darker skinned, people,
Demographic, yeah.
that is what they're attracted to.
Right.
But when you start to talk about soccer, that's a whole different
ball.
demographic.
And
so that's why you're getting the differences.
And with that, like you saying, and I like what the Hawks are doing. You know, every season when they open up the season, they have a whole show. Tip,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Migos, like everybody coming out, like, hey, come on,
and they are catering to the culture of what I'm trying to say.
And then, this is the biggest component, and that's why I think it's starting to become a sports town, and I don't think it is right now, but it's heading towards that direction. Like you stated, both you all, you have so many people that came from other cities, so everybody has their Bears or Eagles, their Knicks, and things like that, right? But what Atlanta is doing right now for most of the sports teams they're starting over. The only one that hasn't started over yet is the Falcons, and they don't. It's hard to start over because you have to have a quarterback to do it. You can't have Julio's not big enough. It has to be like a quarterback or maybe that running back. But for the most part, the Braves totally brand new except for like Freeman, but for the most part, you got these young rookies that everybody loves.
New coach.
United. It's a new team. So I'm a United fan. Yes, I covered them, but I'm a big United fan, you know.
Right.
Even with the Hawks, now that they started over finally, which I kept begging them to, you got Trigger Trey. With Trigger Trey now, you got this new team. Now you start to fall in love with this team because you're growing with them.
And it's not that team you used to root against,
right?
It's not that team my team played against.
Because
it's kind of like
they're growing. It's a new, so now you get to grow with them. And I think because of that, you start to win fans. But even with that, say if I still hate them, but because now the teams are relevant. And I think because the teams are relevant,
I'll go to a
it's
game.
Becoming
you're a root for them.
Because now we're talking about we're not just talking about the Falcons, whatever. Now, even with the Hawks, we know they probably won't win. They shouldn't win over 40 games. If they do, hey, great.
They're not gonna win over.
It's gonna mess up their plan if they
right. But even if the fact that now you can talk about them, people are talking about the Hawks because of Trae Young.
And I get what you're saying because I think what you're saying and heading into that direction because no superstars. The joke is no superstars want to live here because all the side pieces are here. You know, that's the running joke. So if you can, when you finally can attract that one icon guy, and Vince Carter's not it. Let's be real at this particular point.
102.
Exactly. You know, and that's when you will know that the direction is trending upward.
Right.
Because, in my opinion, we may be the only franchise in the only town that actually hates our quarterback. That is crazy.
No, it's not. No.
That is absolutely crazy.
So let's do this. I'm going to fly you to Chicago. I don't care what quarterback we have.
We hate him.
They're going to hate him. They hate Trubisky right now.
We don't like Trubisky right now.
It's like killing me. So, yeah, that's how it is up there.
I think
but I feel you, though.
But you feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But with the resume that he has,
right.
Let's be real.
Right.
I mean, come on.
I think again another part of it is because you got all these transplants, right? I'm a transplant myself, right? But that I'm not going to be an Atlanta fan, right? Like it don't really happen because I'm straight Chicago, like all my team. MLS Fire, they ain't won in forever, but I'm a Fire fan because they from Chicago, you know what I mean? But they have opportunities, and what I mean by it is because there's a lot of not really diehard fans, right?
That's
you know what I mean?
That's it.
And because all these people come here, they are able to get these fans. Because if you put a good product on the field, if you entertain them, I know a lot of people that my other job I work with, I be with, that don't mind becoming Atlanta fans. One of my homies, shout out to T-Mo. I'm gonna make you're gonna eventually buy some Falcon season tickets. Yeah, probably not. But you know, I feel what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like they have the opportunity to do that.
Let me say this though. There are, as my man right here, H.O., there are a lot of true fans, but you do have a lot of fans that flip-flop. But I'll say this, though. I think that we've made, and I'm saying when I say we, the transporters, people that came up here, we've made the city a sports town because now I think before, you can speak to this more than I can. When I first came down here, I came down here in 96, right? I don't think it was a lot of people. It wasn't a lot of people talking about the Hawks. Even they were relevant. They were in the playoffs, but you didn't have a lot of. It was just
Mookie Blaylock days.
Mookie,
Steve Smith.
The Falcons were garbage at that point. They were starting to rebuild at that point.
Joey Harrington.
Well, no, but that was before '98 though.
You see what I'm saying?
That was before the Super Bowl.
Chris Chandler,
Dirty Bird,
but they
Jamal Anderson, who can't stay out of
jail. But they still weren't good in '96. but that's
Eugene Robinson.
But
see what I'm saying?
But then you had the Braves, but people were like, okay, the Braves keep going. But I think Braves keep going, so what's new? They're not winning. But I think when we came down here, since we came from sports towns, we began to talk about sports towns all the time. And when we were able to talk about sports and everything, it drew an interest. Now, Atlanta still would talk about their teams, but I think now you look at it, you got a lot of people defending their teams.
And you see it now, right? And what I mean by it is you see that on Sundays at the thing that they sent out is football games at the party, right? The day party, football games going to be on. You can get all you can eat food, football games going to be on. You know, trying to get there, and that's also like you said, the transplants coming, saying, "Hey, this what we gonna do, man." I think it could be a great sports thing.
It is, and I can sum this up real quickly to your point, and that was a great point, Ralph, because the more people that came, the more pressure it puts on the city to provide good product, and the problem has always been ownership. The ownership has always been, I would just be in it for the money instead of putting product on the field or the court to provide the city
for what they
deserve. Yep. And the pressure has been coming ever since the city has grown, and obviously everybody know about the traffic, but the city has grown to the point to where the pressure is big enough. Even now, without the city growing like this, I don't think the Hawks would have ever done these kind of things.
Ever.
Think about it. They are redoing an arena.
Right.
How do you do that?
And like you said, the Falcons got the Benz Stadium.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And another point, right, is that, so I say I'm Chicago crazy and all this. I wouldn't mind rooting for the city that I live in. If y'all do it though, you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Like make me want to root for y'all. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think, and like you said, to sum it up, I think that's what they're doing. I think they're trying to with rebuilding. I mean, quickly the Hawks did great. I kept saying this. They have to get somebody that's star worthy, and I think we won't know, but I think they tried to do that now. And then you think about it, every team in Atlanta right now pretty much has a star. And so, so I think right now.
Well, let me ask you this before we go to break. Who's your biggest star, Acuna or Joseph Martinez?
I think it's Joseph.
Think so?
Yeah, that's Joseph. I think Acuna is probably going to take over, but right now it's Joseph.
Who would you say, D?
I like Acuna. I feel him.
Yeah.
I feel him, and a lot of people talking about him. And shout out to the stadium for lowering the prices is on.
Yeah, that was
all the
smart.
food and all that.
That was smart.
It's like now you can go get a ticket for $30 and you still can eat for $5 and be good.
Yeah.
So $35, you good.
Crazy. Well, look, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cat Williams, and you are listening to 3 Point Conversion Radio.
Hello, I'm Devin Baker, and this is your sports news break. Last night, the Bravos traveled to the city of brotherly love and embarrassed the Philadelphia Phillies 10-2. Freddie Freeman rocked 3 doubles in a 4-hit night. The Braves would tie with the NL West division leaders, Colorado Rockies, with a 90-70 record. The Rockies hold the tiebreaker for home field advantage. After a heartbreaking loss to the Saints, the Falcons try to bounce back at home Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Falcons are 1-2, while Cincinnati holds a record of 2-1. The Georgia Bulldogs still look to stay unbeaten as they host the conference rivals, the Tennessee Volunteers, in a game that has Georgia at a 31-point favorite. Game starts at 3:30. The Yellow Jackets will try to redeem themselves after taking an embarrassing mud stomp of a game last week against Clemson. They will host the Bowling Green Redhawks and kick off a set for 12 noon. Also, the Georgia State Panthers kick off their conference play against Louisiana Moro Warhawks. Last but not least, Atlanta United are playing with a huge game in New York against the New York Red Bulls. United holds a 4-point lead over the Red Bulls, and this match is set for 1 p.m. Make sure to follow 3 Point Conversion for all your major sports news and updates. It's where fans' opinion matter.
Are you tired of limiting yourself from tasty food because you want to eat healthy? Well, Salad Express will fix that problem for you. Salad Express is a gourmet salad and grill restaurant that gives you multiple options to satisfy your taste buds and keep you healthy. They have over 40 toppings, which are all cut fresh daily, and 7 homemade soups, including chili. You can also order hot sandwiches and wraps, with choices like grilled chicken, steak, salmon, and shrimp, which can all be added to salad as well. Go ahead and visit them today at 1055 Mansell Road, Suite 600 in Roswell, Georgia. Your taste buds will thank you.
This is Miles Plumlee. I play center for the Atlanta Hawks, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
And we're back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. H.O. The Intellectual, G up in there.
Yeah.
Mr. Controversy. Shout out to Miles Plumlee. Like I said, Atlanta fans, hey, support, man. I know it's a hard time, but you got to support.
Thanks for the drop.
You have to support. So now, it's Saturday morning.
You know what that means.
We have some big games.
You know what Saturdays do,
now,
man.
Now, we don't have a lot of time, so we can't get into every game. It's a few games I would love to get into.
Because you know we'll be here all for the rest of the show talking about college football.
But we can't. But like we always like to start off with, who's our nosy neighbor watch? If this is your first time listening, the nosy neighbor watch, basically, we're talking, who is that player that you're keeping an eye on, that you're peeking through them blinds, you have your lights off, acting like you can't be seen, but you watching them. Whether it's because they're that good, or you want to see if they're that good, or they're horrible, or they're going to bounce back, whatever it is, who are you watching? We're going to start off with H.O. first. Who is your nosy neighbor watch?
Well, I think this team, and I like to drop these dimes like this here, this team is hot because Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes both went to this school. And Patrick Mahomes is hot now.
Man,
Baker Mayfield
he out there. He out there.
Things of that nature. Yeah. So I'm going down to Texas Tech, and I'm looking at freshman Alan Bowman. Freshman, the last 2 games, he threw for 605 yards against Houston. Then he threw another 397 yards last week. I think they played Oklahoma State.
Hold on, that 605 was one game?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. So for the season, he's already completing 72% of his touchdowns, and he's tied with Patrick Mahomes with 10. No. Patrick Mahomes got 13, but he got 10 touchdowns for the season. But you got to start to look at how Texas Tech is putting QBs in the NFL.
Jeez.
Because I think me and G, we talked Wednesday about how when Baker and Mahomes played each other in college, Mahomes had like 734 yards passing.
Baker had like 550.
550 with D.D. Westbrook had like 230. Yeah. Yeah.
How many minutes were they playing?
Man, yeah. So my nosy neighbor, listen, if y'all have not heard, Alan Bowman, freshman quarterback, Texas Tech. Keep your eyes on him. Matter of fact, don't even peek through the blinds. Open the blinds.
Open them joints. Man, that's a nosy old neighbor right there. So my nosy neighbor watch going to Hakeem Butler. He's a wide receiver for Iowa State, 6'6", 219. 3 TDs, got 297 yards this year. He tore Oklahoma up. 5 catches, 174 for 2 touchdowns. Man, I just think he's going to be a beast. He a big boy. He got that size, and he got some weight on him. Like I said again, he's 6'6", 220, man. Nosy neighbor, watch, keep an eye on him. I think he's gonna be a big name.
People might say, "Well, you going the easy route?" No, tell you why. My nosy neighbor. Well, I'm gonna be a nosy neighbor and watch this guy. Bruh, you're supposed to be the Heisman hopeful. We hadn't seen anything, and that's going to Bryce Love. Where are you at?
I knew it.
Now you all are winning.
I knew it.
But come on, Bryce. I'm looking at you this week, bro. This is a big game. They need you.
Definitely gonna speak on him later.
I think you have like 54 carries for like 254 yards and only 3 touchdowns.
254 and 2 TDs.
Yeah,
Can't even got 3.
You're a hope or 2 TDs. Yeah, you're a Heisman hopeful. I'm looking at you like for real. I'm shh. I'm telling everybody to be quiet. I'm watching this. So come
Magnifying glass.
With every Stanford running back, they're only as good as their offensive line.
But their offensive line is good.
Are they?
Yes. He's just not doing well. He's just not. But anyway, let's get to because we don't have that much time.
And he gonna be part of one of the teams what I'm saying, one of the joints we talk about.
And yeah, let's talk about the Stanford and Notre Dame game. So with the Stanford Notre Dame game, man, this is a big game. Like, to me, this is bigger. I think it's bigger for Shaw. I think just because Shaw usually have 2 losses every year. The one loss they usually able to get in, but it will be that second loss that crushes them and they don't get to the playoffs.
Right.
But is this the year that they can get there?
I don't know. I'm not. This a big game, like you said. With Ian Book Notre Dame making that change with Ian Book becoming the quarterback is becoming more of a passing game, like a better passing game with them. I think Notre Dame gonna pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And if Stanford loses, like you said, this they probably not gonna be able to get up above. This is not a game they're gonna be able to come back from.
I think David Shaw has always been a pro guy. I think he's probably always turned down
NFL.
pro jobs, NFL jobs, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I think last week was a prime example of his attention to detail and the way that he coaches. And I think, in my opinion, Stanford may be the only team out of the Pac-12 at this particular point that can even remotely get close to the playoffs. Because if they beat Notre Dame, in my opinion, Notre Dame can run the table. If you look at Notre Dame's schedule, they have nothing left on their schedule.
They get past
if
Stanford.
they beat Notre Dame, that will be one of the biggest wins that Stanford can actually have that boosts their resume, because in conference, they don't really have anybody to play. You're talking about a UCLA team who got blew out last night by Colorado. They 0-4. A USC team who hadn't even shown up yet. So at this particular point, this may be the biggest game for Stanford this year to try to get close to the playoffs, because nothing is in the Big 12. Notre Dame is hot, and this is your big shot because Notre Dame can run the table for the rest of the year, and you can get your resume up.
It easily could have lost last week to Oregon.
Exactly.
That was one of our upsets last week. And they got 7 points in the first quarter of all the game. Like, if they gonna expect to win, they gonna need to come out and get on the ball.
Exactly.
And you talked about Bryce Love earlier. He needs to step up.
Yep.
Well, the good thing, this is why I think that if they win this game, they might get there. And it might be a blessing in disguise, because Bryce hasn't done anything, but yet still you've seen players like Arcega. He's came up, the wide receiver, he's balling. The tight end is doing this thing. Also with Caden Smith. Also, look at the quarterback. I mean, Costello, Stanford, besides luck, they've always been known not to have a quarterback. It's been we're going to run the ball and defense.
Exactly.
He stepped up, and he's played very well. And just look at the comeback last week. So now you have all these pieces working for you, which they weren't working in the past for him. It was always run, play defense. If they get past Notre Dame, like you said, that cupcake schedule, they get it. So now, let me ask you this. Quickly, with M. Book, is he that guy that puts him over the top?
Now, we went crazy and stir crazy over Wimbush the first week when he had a pretty decent game, and we felt like, well, maybe Notre Dame is on the right track. Then the offense kind of stalled, and then Book comes in and creates this explosion. Now, Stanford and other teams have to reassess, how do you stop the offense now?
But even with that being said, Stanford got a pretty stout defense.
They
right?
do.
You got to think about what Book did last year against Miami, right? Miami was a great defense last year. He ain't show up. So what Ian Book are you going to get? You know what I mean? We hoping that he going to be that passer, that difference maker that he was last year.
Right.
But when he get a defense in front of him that's coming up the middle, is that going to become a problem?
Right.
Well, I mean, think about it too, and I'll leave it like this so we can move to the next game. It was Wake Forest. I know he did well. I know he did well last year in the bowl game. It was right. I know he did well in the bowl game, but it was.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
But I like him because, and then like honestly, I'll say this. He made it was a screen pass for like 60, 70 yards. I mean, but he was driving them. He looks good. Like they look rejuvenated with that team. So.
And Stanford has beaten them the last few years, so you know what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but it's a different team. You know, college it
does
change,
right.
But it does play with you though.
I think it's going to come down to Costello, like you said. He's more of a leader, and he has a little more experience than the end book. So it's really going to come down to that. Plus, if David Shaw can show on NBC against Notre Dame at Notre Dame, he may not turn down the NFL job for the next year. So we'll see how that works out, because I think he's on the spotlight at this particular point, because he can probably see that the Pac-12 really is not what it all is jacked up to be.
So quickly, this Ohio State-Penn State game, who you got? I mean, I know we spend a lot of time on the Stanford game. We got to go pay bills, but this game right here,
I like Ohio State. I don't like so Trace is looking good, right? But he's not looking great. And Haskins is looking great. And I know it's only 4 games we getting from him, but he looking good.
16
man.
and 1.
And he 75% of his completions.
That's ridiculous.
We're looking at Trace, and what Trace had like 54%. That's not good.
Morcelli, if you know, Trace was right. Morcelli, yeah. Morcelli, yeah, you're right.
And he's much more of a running threat too. So that kind of
what you got?
I just think that this is sort of like the same situation. If Penn State can pull this off, pretty much the Big Ten is moving further away from getting into the playoffs. I think Ohio State is the only pretty much dominant team in the Big Ten. They have to win this game to keep the Big Ten relevant as far as the playoff is concerned. If Penn State wins this game, then it's going to be Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State at the end, and I think Michigan and Ohio State will knock each other off, and maybe the Big Ten don't even get into the playoffs.
I'll say this. I think this is the most talented team Ohio State has had since the 2014 National Championship team, and I honestly think it might be. I don't know if the defense is as good, especially without
secondary is bad.
Yeah, especially without Bosa not being there.
Right.
But yet still, the way they can put up points, and then they got a quarterback, but then too, the fact that they got the two-headed monster at running back. So we got to take a quick
Penn
break.
State defense can't stop a nosebleed. They kind of hurting too.
Yeah. Well, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
What's up, world? This is Vincent J, aka the Fancy Guru, and here are your fancy facts heading to week 4. Keep an eye on the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Atlanta Falcons game this weekend, as there are plenty of people that are great fantasy players. The Falcons defense are depleted with injuries, which makes quarterback Andy Dalton, running back Giovanni Bernard, and wide receiver Tyler Boyd great starts. On the Falcons side, rookie wide receiver Calvin Ridley has emerged as a favorite red zone target for quarterback Matt Ryan. Over the last 2 games, Ridley has seen more targets coming his way, and it shouldn't stop this weekend. This game could be a potential shootout, so you definitely want to consider those players. One player who I'll bench this week is Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz. Last week, in his first game back from tearing his ACL, he played okay, throwing for 255 yards and 1 touchdown, but it's clear that he needs a little more time, and a healthy Alshon Jeffrey will help. They are playing on the road against a good Tennessee Titans defense, and this has the makings of an ugly, low-scoring game. My sleeper pick this week is the Seattle Seahawks defense. Why a defense? Well, let's say this. They are on the road playing against a low-scoring Arizona Cardinals team who is starting a rookie quarterback named Josh Rosen. Enough said. Now, if you want to check out more fantasy facts and my ahs and ahs, make sure you continue to follow me on the web at the3pointconversion.com.
What's up? This is Anthony Hamilton, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge and having a great time with H.O. coming in. Now, we talk college football. It's time to get into these NFL streets.
Yes, sir.
And real quick, man, just quickly, Tua Golf is a beast, isn't he?
Man.
I didn't know. I knew he was a beast, but it's
like, so you know when Wentz was doing everything he was doing last year, like you kind of put them two together, right? And you but like seeing Golf Thursday night, them passes he was doing, like that pass the Cup over in the right of the end zone. Like, I don't think you can throw a better ball. Like, I don't even think Cup thought it was gonna be there.
right. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But look, we're not going to get on the Vikings because it's not fair. They just lost, even though we can.
1-2-1.
It's time to panic. But I think, to me, that's obvious. But we got other teams that I want to talk about. And, of course, we're starting with the hometown, the Atlanta Falcons. And this is what we're talking about today. Is it panic time for these teams? Or is it too early? So I'm going to name some teams. First, we got to talk about the Falcons. We're going to spend some time with the Falcons. Do you think it's panic time for the Atlanta Falcons right now?
I don't think it's panic time, but this, to me, this is sort of the Atlanta thing where even when you get leadership in, you think that they should make moves, and they don't make moves. Not signing Eric Reed, I think, could come back and hunt them as far as moving forward. You lose both your strong safety and your free safety, and you trade for a guy who's only started 2 games, who has only 4 pass defense. And that's it, no interceptions. He's only started 2 games. And you didn't even have to trade to get Eric Reed, who has a career 10 interceptions. So, is it time to panic? But with not making these moves like this, it's trending in that direction.
Why the Falcons, with their secondary in the flux that it's in, didn't decide to make a move like that? Like, again, we talking about Eric Reed. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and
proven.
You got 2 guys from LSU on the team already. So it's not like he played in the AAC.
Right.
He played in the SEC.
Right.
He played on with some people that you do know a little bit about their school.
Yeah.
He has a career 10 interceptions. I mean, I just don't get it. You trade for somebody who doesn't have experience, but you didn't have to give up a seventh round draft pick for Eric Reed, and then you allowed him to get to an opponent within your same division.
Well, let me tell you what they messed up at was they picked up a guy, and at first I was thinking it might be biased because I had some ties with this guy. But they picked up this guy to come in and play safety, and he was going to be second string. And then they decided, and I don't know if this is just like for him, like, well, he's not going to start. So, man, you go back to where you came from. That's Ron Parker from Kansas City. Right. You had Ron Parker a starter, then you cut him. And like I said, I don't know what the reason was. It could have been that or whatever, but you cut him, and then all of a sudden your safeties go down. If you would have had him, that could have helped a part of it.
And the reason why they cut him because he felt like he was more of a starter than
right. And that's why I said it could have been, you know. But
and he went to go play in front of,
and he went back to Kansas City, and then he started.
Right. Yeah.
But it was just like, man, and I thought that was a great gesture. But sometimes, bro, you got to make a business move, and that could have been a business move to say, we could trade you week 3, week 4. Let's see. And
let's see what's going to happen. Right.
But I understand it from, you know.
We're going to let you go on about your business and be able to start
So
somewhere.
now, the offense is rolling right now. Now, the young buck, as they say, Calvin Ridley is doing his thing. Do you think it's going to finally free up Julio? Because, Julio, where you at, bro? I can't see you. Like, do you think it's going to...
Let me just say this, and I can get to this later on, but I don't really think people really understand how the ins and outs of the nuts and bolts of football and how to use players. Julio is a guy that you have to use between the 20s because he has speed. He's a route runner. You have to use him between long distance and things of that nature. So when you do use him, and Shanahan used him in that form, when you do use him, he is better off being a distraction when it comes to certain within the 20s or sometimes. But now you got Ridley, who now opens up the field, and now that you're going to probably see, even in 2016, you saw Julio maybe with 7 touchdowns. 5 of those touchdowns was outside of the red zone.
Yeah, on bombs, straight bombs.
You see what I'm saying? So now that you have somebody on the other side, if they move Julio around, you can start probably seeing a lot of different situations where you can use him instead of just keeping him on the outside. Put him in motion, let him get a head start or whatever, and let him feed him on some 12 or 15 yard outs and things of that nature.
Why do you think he's that in between the 20s? Do you think it's because of the quarterback, the play calling?
Because when you get within the red zone,
you can confine
it compresses the field. So so it takes away the element of the speed that he had.
Right.
But, and we're gonna move to our other team, it still shouldn't matter because we've seen Brandon Marshall.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
but he's not fast, so he's a possession receiver.
But Julio was a possession. I mean, Julio could be a possession receiver.
Or Beckham, he's scoring.
Inside the 20, Beckham scoring.
He's scoring.
AB scoring.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
he should score. I don't know what.
That's why. Like, is it?
My whole thing is, if you get a touchdown, I don't care who scores.
Right. We know that's for sure.
You're talking like a fan, HO.
Because Ridley,
you're talking like a fan, HO. But let's be real.
But because Ridley's showing up, let's say Ridley hadn't been showing up, right? Then you're gonna be saying, even as a fan, where is Julio?
Coaching matters. I just said that. Coaching matters.
That's what I asked you. That's why I was asking you.
But even with the 2016, when Shanahan used him, he only had 2 touchdowns in the red zone. And ain't nobody saying anything. Well, because he had 7 touchdowns.
I did.
But 5 of them
was
within 30 yards or more.
I did. I kept saying, Julio is going to get you 1.5 touchdowns a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is, my thing is, okay, cool. If you give me
to a point in that is AJ Green had 3 touchdowns with 69 yards.
Yeah, first half, right.
So all right, so we got to move on.
Right.
What about the Packers?
Yes.
I think they need.
Panic. Aaron Rodgers is hurt.
They need, and their defense is horrible, and that offensive line is even more horrible.
And Clay Matthews can't touch the quarterback.
He can't do nothing. He can't blow on him. If he blow on him, he get in trouble.
Exactly.
The last one he tackled him, and he got up like he didn't even know what to do.
In the last year of his contract.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So he can't touch the quarterback. So he won't probably get paid next year.
That's horrible.
What is that? He knew that they were going to call it, and you look at him like, what is the issue?
What do I do?
But I've seen to where like if your helmet or face mask hits the quarterback's shoulder pad, that's a penalty. They say if you pick him up, but like, how are you going to hit him and his feet don't leave the ground?
Well, did y'all see?
It's
and we'll move to another team.
Kevin Hart.
But did y'all see? No, it's the Debo, James Harrison, and he showed. Was it Debo? And he showed how, I forgot who it was, but they showed how the guy, was it from the Chargers, how he sacked the quarterback, and he was trying to maneuver his body. I think it was on NFL Network, either or, but he tried to move his body so he wouldn't fall on the quarterback. So he tried to position his body to turn around like they say you did, and he tore his ACL.
Miami lineman.
Yeah,
the Miami lineman.
I forgot who was talking about.
Yeah, Miami lineman tore his ACL trying not to.
So I don't know, but I think Packers have more problems than that. They don't have a running game like normally.
None.
And so I don't know.
And like H.O. said, Aaron Rodgers hurt, and if you ain't got no running game.
Yeah. So now, what about the Patriots? Is it panic time for the Patriots?
I don't think so.
This can go either way.
In the AFC East.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But this is the thing. In Miami, it's shown up because they undefeated. But this is the thing. This is the first time that you can say that Tom Brady can be thinking, I'm playing for a guy who really wanted me to be traded.
And Tom Brady don't like him either.
Just think about this.
Came out.
He really wanted me to leave because he wanted Jimmy G.
and Tom don't like it. That book came out and he wanted a divorce.
Yeah, I'm not all. I got my hand on the button. I'm not gonna push it yet.
I'm gonna say why I'm not panicking is because, like you said, the division they in, and they going to Miami this week, and if they win, they 2-2, and Miami 3-1.
They are.
That
Miami always play them.
I was about to say Miami
always play them good.
They come with something crazy that they shouldn't be doing,
and still in the end, what happens to Miami later on in the season?
I agree, but this is the first time Brady don't feel like he was.
All right, so then the last team. What about? The Chargers. Because look, the Chargers, everybody, and I told you, H.O., and I wasn't saying they weren't, but when H.O. was like, they're going to Super Bowl, and I keep hearing everybody, and I'm like, why does everybody, especially with this injury with the cornerback, why are they picking them?
I mean, they 1-2, and they going to San Francisco, so they more than likely they're going to be 2-2. And you hate to go that far. But
they're in a division
that you can't
with Kansas City.
Kansas City was 5-0 last year, and then what happened?
Then
that train got stopped.
Fell out.
Every year with the Chargers, you look at that roster, and it's like there is so much talent on that roster.
And it seems like they be 8-8, 9-7.
They start off like 2-6, and then they win their last 8 games.
But let's say this though, and let's say this. The fact that they did play Kansas City in Kansas City, I think it was in Kansas City, they lost. And then they played the Rams in L.A.
We see what the Rams do.
Yeah, and they lost. So that's 2 of their losses.
It gets 2 of the top
teams.
Right,
so it's legitimate.
Right.
So, I mean, and my thing is, like I said,
bad timing.
Yeah, both of the teams, 3-0, 4-0.
You know,
4-0. Rams are, and the Kansas City Chiefs has a good chance. So we'll talk about them later on. But anyway, so like I said, we will see. It might be too early to panic, but I think some of the teams, I don't know. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with our Stop It moments.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Hey, what's going on, sports fans? It's the 2018 Battlegrounds champion, Damian Adams, from The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Now, you can catch my show weekly on the 3-Point Conversion station on Spreaker Radio. But for right now, I'm doing what everybody else should be doing, and that's listening to Mr. Controversy and The Intellectual in the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Of course, this is always a time I like to thank everyone who is listening and watching, or everyone that has supported us through this journey, and we definitely appreciate you. It means a lot. It definitely means a lot to us, and you're the reason why we keep going. And I definitely want to give a special shout-out to, another Falcon fan. And this guy, he's been talking about the show, man. Even today he's been talking about giving us compliments.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
And he's in the chair getting his haircut right now. My man Tony Barnes. What up, Tony?
We see you.
You don't see us. Appreciate you, man. Hey, you got to let us know, man. Is it panicked? Are you panicking? That's what we want to know. Are you panicking? But anyway, we appreciate you for coming on the show, man, and listening and just like I said, supporting us, man. We appreciate that. We actually keep on doing that.
Them looks on the face be priceless, bro.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
now,
y'all be freaking people out with
Priceless.
that, man.
Priceless.
So now
he's talking about Robert Woods. Maybe I should change my security.
Priceless. I'm talking about people be, where
you at?
So now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it.
Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it! Stop it, stop it.
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, D, it's on you, sir. What is your stop it?
Yes. My stop it goes to, I don't even call him TT because he don't even deserve it.
TT?
T is in, two big T's. Tristan Thompson.
He don't even be called. I hope he should get a stop it for that if he calling himself TT.
And it's not, he do be called that, but, and it's not for cheating on Chloe or nothing. That ain't even what the stop it is about. The stop it is about him saying that Cleveland is still the team to beat in the East since they won the last 4 Eastern Conference Finals. And they
Stop it.
like he literally said that. Like he was serious too. He didn't laugh on his face. He like, dude, LeBron gone.
Stop it.
While I don't think that they're going to be a terrible team, as some people say, they definitely not. Don't nobody got to go through them to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I thought his last name was Kardashian anyway, but
it is.
He said that. He said all that on a technicality.
Had to, because that was horrible. And Marcus Morris came through like, dude, what?
That's crazy. Hey, you know they after that, it was word that he got tested after that.
They should have. They should have. They should have tested him.
Hey, my stop it goes out
for
to
real drugs.
Exactly. My stop it goes out to the New York Yankees. CC Sabathia was 6 outs away from making a $500,000 bank. And because he was because he took one for the team, because one of the players on the other team hit day batter, CC took it upon himself to do his thing and got throughout the game with 6 outs left to cash in on $500,000 payday. So I'm giving the Yankees a stop it for just give him his money anyway. He was 6 outs away.
Stop it.
Right.
Get him the money for being a team player.
Yes.
Run that 500. That ain't nothing
Run
to the
it.
Yankees.
Right.
That's nothing to the man. Run
That's
that
why we
count.
need to get rid of these unwritten rules.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier this year, didn't we?
Hey, I'm like,
These, man, now he costing the players money.
Hey, you remember? Yeah, you know why? You know he's looking at you about that, right? Because we talked about that earlier with the Florida and Atlanta. Miami and Atlanta.
hey, I'm like running on the Players Club. Run me my money.
Run me my money.
Yeah, that's horrible, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I figured you would like that.
Hey man,
I saw that. I was like,
man, give him
come
his
on.
half a
bro.
meal,
6
bro.
outs away.
They need to
Boy,
Give him his half a meal, man.
If the Yankees don't do it,
His teammates
the
should.
teammates should come
His
up and give
teammates
him
should.
all pitch
It's, how many
in.
people on the team?
Well, they in September
25.
25.
Because it's extended
Then
now.
it's gonna be extended to something,
Well,
man.
they ain't got no money. The young.
Yeah, the other ones ain't got
All
no
right, so
money.
25
Yeah.
divided that by that 500, man. What? Everybody
Hell,
goes 20.
Stanton and Stanton can do it by
By
himself.
himself.
Right.
He making 300.
If you everybody throw 10 in, that's two. Man, everybody throw 20 in, man. Run dude this money,
Yeah,
man.
run that man his cheese.
All right, stop it. That's funny. G looking at me. My
Still
stop,
looking at him.
my stop it moment is going to Kevin Durant. So he was on a radio show, and they specifically asked him about playing defense. And, his defense got better. Do you think you should have won Defensive Player of the Year? And he said, they're not going to give me anything. And I guess he was alluding to MVP as well, but still talking about Defensive Player of the Year. And he said it's just pure hater. I mean, they're hating on me, obviously, and no appreciation for my real skill for the game.
Stop it.
They lucky.
Stop it.
Oh, thank you. They're lucky we're not on XM radio and we can say what we want to say, because boy, I tell them to stop acting like a. But man,
Bleep,
that's
bleep,
just,
bleep, bleep.
come on, bruh. Like, that's why I'm always not rocking with you, because of stuff like that. Like we talked about before the show. I think people kind of said, you know what? I mean, that's what it is. He's with Golden State. He's a beast. But when you make him statements like that, you're too good to even make a statement like you won your MVP. Bro, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah,
and you weren't even that good to be considered a defensive player of the year. You played good, but
And like we was talking about earlier, like you said, regardless to what the stats will, like, dude, let it happen and, like, don't worry about it, my dude. Like, that's not a, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop worrying about that,
Bro,
man.
you live in Silicon Valley.
You won the
Just
last
back
two
to
championships.
You
Probably
making
finna get
28
3.
you
million.
won 2 MVPs.
Yeah. Finals MVP. Probably finna win his third one.
No comment and keep moving.
Making tech money.
Just
man,
let it go.
I'm winning. That's what he could have said. I'm winning.
It doesn't matter. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back talking baseball. Keep it locked.
Yeah.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Hi, I'm Cole Johnson of Cole Sports, and you're checking out the 3-Point Conversion. Keep it locked.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Talking sports. Quick, and quickly. What you got going on today?
Man, just kicking back. Probably go grab me a salad after this. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Probably go grab me a salad after this and just sports watching and stogies smoking and yeah, that's it.
What you got going on, G?
I'm all but moved into my new apartment.
It took him like a month, right?
You might think I lived in a mansion or something. But they have to go and look and make sure I didn't mess anything up as far as it being cleaned out.
You know, he live in one of them luxury apartments when they doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
G
trying to keep my security deposit.
Yeah.
G moving
make sure that's not happening.
Hey, G moving one box a week.
One box a week.
What you got going on?
One
D?
roller. You want to get some salad? Eat good after this.
Hello.
Definitely eat. We're gonna eat clean and fresh today. After that, man, I'm going to the crib. You know, the crib is home.
There you go. You got to break it down. Don't forget about the United game today.
Yeah, those that don't know, probably check out that United game, man. You know, that Ohio State and Penn State game come on later tonight, so that's going to be big. Saturdays type stuff, do some cleaning, something like that. Not much, though. Light work.
So, I'm going to get, I don't know if I'm going to get a salad, but I think I'm going to get a shrimp wrap. And this, if you haven't paid attention, this is a theme, y'all. If y'all listening, y'all might need to meet us at 1171 La Vista Road, Northeast Atlanta, Georgia, at the Salad Express.
It is.
G didn't say it either, but we're going to try to force him to come.
He coming. See, wraps,
you got to go, bro.
So I can't eat wraps, right?
Tell him his security deposit is
it's at stake. Your security deposit at stake if you don't
come. Bro, you can eat, go home, then take a nap.
I don't know how it's at stake.
Anyway,
it's at stake.
Look, all right, let's get back. All right, so, but watching sports, I said, I ain't covering any games, spend time with the wifey and everything like that. So hopefully, man, I know y'all like, he ain't a punk. Well, I was about to say, hopefully I could, we supposed to kick it. But I want to watch this Penn State. State game, so I don't know how I'm finagle that, but I'll find a way. But anyway, it is baseball time, ladies and gentlemen, and the Braves are in the playoffs. Like, wow.
Where's the cheers?
I know, right? Because at one moment, you go to the stadium and you see, 1908, 1909, 1910. All the way through 1998, 2008, they were in the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, you just see nothing. You're like, hold on, what's going on? And they hadn't been in the playoffs for that long.
Ownership.
So now, ownership, right. So now, they're back in.
Choptober.
I'll ask you this. You weren't here last week. Mm-hmm. First of all, Dansby Swanson, if he doesn't play, he's optimistic, but if he doesn't play in the divisional series, will that impact them heavily?
If you see the other guy who's out there who he's replacing, do you really know the difference? I mean, they look just alike. Charlie Culberson looks just like Dan.
I like Culberson, man. I like Culberson.
And now, to look at the stats, Culberson is batting like 273. Dancer's batting 238.
But still,
Swanson defense
experience
was crazy.
though, and you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Swanson defense is crazy, yo.
Listen, when it comes to playoffs, I get the defense and pitching. We get that. But as Charlie has been so great for this team this whole season. As a part-time player, he got 12 home runs, and what is this? Like 63 RBIs, 273 average. As a part-timer, maybe I got the RBIs wrong, but 45 RBIs, I apologize. 12 homers, 45 RBIs.
That's good for part-time.
Part-time playing, good defense. You can actually move him to third and play Camargo at short. Doesn't really matter.
Better route.
You know what I'm saying? If you're concerned about the defense's part, you can do it that way. But I'm not really concerned about that. I'm more concerned about the bullpen, if you ask me, for the Braves. I think Folty showed last night that he's playoff ready. I think Swanson injury, something that he's already dealt with and came off the injured list. And even when he came off the injured list, it took him like a month to get into the groove. But, I don't think we'll miss him as much as people make it out to be.
So the Braves, they're 90 and 70.
Mm-hmm.
They're wanting to fight to get home field. And the Colorado Rockies are in the lead right now. I think they're a game, half a game over the Dodgers. Now the Rockies, they hold the tiebreaker over the Braves, but still, it's 2 games left. The Braves have.
Braves got a better road record anyway.
Do you think that? Let's say if they get it, so they play the Rockies, right?
We're in trouble.
The Braves are in trouble?
Mm-hmm. The Braves are in trouble because the Rocky has sticks that just
got offense.
Unbelievable sticks.
And the Braves don't have that dominant pitcher that can go out there and get you a W.
To get you an 8 or 9 innings. Yeah. Do they have anybody to get you? Do you think
Folty
I was gonna say, can Folty get you 9, 8?
And believe it or not, Tehran actually pitches great against the Rockies at Coors Field. So, I mean, those are just trends that we're talking about, not necessarily the actuality of what's going on. The Rockies came to Atlanta and swept Atlanta a 4-game series, which, to me, they blew 2 of the games because of the bullpen. So, I don't know psychologically if the Braves want to play the Rockies. They've been terrible against the NL West the whole season anyway. So, the Dodgers, I think they have a better chance with the Dodgers than the Rockies, but since the Rockies are already clinched, you might as well try to get the home field advantage of playing. But either way, look, you go have to probably face them anyway. I don't think nobody want to see the Brewers either, because they
on my nerves.
Yeah, so I know we'll probably go get to that. But as far as the Braves in Colorado, I don't think the Braves want to see Colorado.
And they have to go to Colorado.
We're speaking like that's over. If LA,
it's possible.
If LA wins and gets that
second spot.
If I was Atlanta, I would rather play the Dodgers. Like he said, like the Dodgers aren't what I don't want to say we thought they were, because they had a lot of injuries this year, right? But even still, now they just creeping in. So I'd rather get a team that's just creeping in than as opposed to, man, like he said, Colorado got them sticks, man. Like,
Colorado and the Braves are tied right now for that best.
Right.
And I think the Braves will win out.
Mm-hmm.
And
because that's why I said that the Rockies have the tiebreaker if they ended up
in the tie. Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. But no, you're right. Now the Cardinals are fighting and trying to get this wild card spot, but they're playing my beloved Chicago Cubs. Cubs took care of business yesterday.
St. Louis would love to knock us out.
Right. And this is like, if the Cubs mess around and lose any game, I think Brewers, I mean, they can't afford to
lose. Just period.
Yeah, because you don't want to face Well, they would have to face the Brewers, right?
They first off, they would have to play the wild card team.
No, I'm saying if Cubs went out.
Because they would have the best record in the NL.
Yeah, they had the best record.
But they had to play the wild card, right?
The wild card winner.
And it's the Brewers. So again, it's
I have to look at that to make sure.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they have to play the wild card.
They have to play the wild card winner because they get the lesser of the teams that it would be. And what's crazy, we talked about it earlier, is that the wild card.
But the Dodgers and the St. Louis fight for the second spot, right?
Wait.
So it depends on whoever they play.
I think that they play the person with the worst record.
No, they play the wild card. They don't play the worst record. They play the wild card. That's why the Braves are playing either the Dodgers or the Rockies. So they have to play the wild card winner from that game.
Well, the Rockies are already clinched.
They clinched the playoff spot.
Yeah, clinched playoff spot.
But I'm saying, so they in a wild card or division, either or. But I'm saying,
they're gonna play
because the Dodgers could, if St. Louis wins out and the Dodgers lose the next two, St. Louis will be in.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So
they play the wild card winner.
Man,
and,
Central have 3 teams.
Yes.
Oof. They could have.
They could.
Oof.
Yeah.
And weren't you talking?
They won't. They can't avoid that.
They can't. Right. Well,
they gonna have
if we win out against the Cardinals, then they out.
Don't get in.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing. If you can get Kershaw and that old this year may be an anomaly. You know what I mean? But if you get that old Kershaw on the mound against a Brewers team, I'd rather play the Dodgers. I don't want to play the Brewers if I'm the Cubs.
So you think Dodgers can beat?
If you get Kershaw in that one game.
Yeah, and we didn't get in on American League because that's sold up.
Kane and Yelich has been monsters. Yeah, Yelich is easily, not MVP. Easily. I don't want to say easily, but if Javi wasn't doing what he's doing on the base pass and the defense,
who do you think get the national MVP?
Javi.
I'm thinking about it too. Yeah.
Who you think is American League?
Martinez.
JD?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Chris Davis.
I was about to say Chris Davis is look good. I feel you, though. But Chris Davis is...
What is Chris Davis batting? You only got to pull up 249 because the last 4 years he's batted 247. If he goes 2 for 12 the rest of the year, which he'll end up batting 247, which is the first time anybody has batted. He's been the most consistent hitter, literally. Batted 247.
And the thing is that with that 247, people can't name nobody else on their team.
Exactly.
And they in the playoffs.
Exactly. But you
that's the MVP. That's the MVP. But because you know who on Boston team.
But with
JD and look at the payroll.
What's JD Martinez's numbers?
Oh, probably. We have to get a microscope to look in space because they out of this world at this point.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand Chris Davis. Trust me, like you said, MVP on this team. You don't know, but how can you not give it to JD? He batted 100 points, almost higher than him.
But then this is what they gonna say. We can probably pitch around Chris Davis.
You cannot pitch around.
And he still got 43.
He got 47 home runs.
Is it 47?
Yeah, he on the way to 50.
Oh, my.
He on the way to 50.
MVP, Chris Davis. I'm riding with my boy Chris.
All right,
I would love him to get it. It would be dope, trust me.
We got to take a quick break. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
What's up, man? It's Meta World Peace. Shout out to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
Are you tired of limiting yourself from tasty food because you want to eat healthy? Well, Salad Express will fix that problem for you. Salad Express is a gourmet salad and grill restaurant that gives you multiple options to satisfy your taste buds and keep you healthy. They have over 40 toppings, which are all cut fresh daily, and 7 homemade soups, including chili. You can also order hot sandwiches and wraps, with choices like grilled chicken, steak, salmon, and shrimp, which can all be added to salad as well. Go ahead and visit them today at 1055 Mansell Road, Suite 600 in Roswell, Georgia. Your taste buds will thank you.
You're back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge with Mr. Controversy and The Intellectual.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And it is time for weekend picks. And this is where we give our picks for the weekend. Hey, real quick, shout out to basketball for starting preseason last night. Some nice plays, and it was good to see Gordon Hayward playing again. But this is our chance to give our picks, whether it's college or NFL. Quickly, just the picks. Who did you say you were going with? The Stanford? Because I know you said you were going with Notre Dame, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going with?
Oh, Stanford.
Okay, I'm going with Stanford as well. I think Stanford gets it. And they
playing in
Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, South Bend,
and they got to take that long trip.
Yeah.
I'm going with Notre Dame.
But they always that's like a tradition. They play each other, so they get hyped for that game. That's different, All right, Penn State, Ohio State. Who you got?
Ohio State.
I got Ohio State as well.
Yeah, Ohio State. They
got too much time.
They don't play like a Big Ten team, and it's funny because they're saying that game is the over is 69.5. That's
and Penn State defense has given up too much this year.
That's why it's going to be 69.5.
Right, and get Haskins out there. He going.
I mean, Ohio State is doing it too. They giving up points.
Yeah, they gave up 500 yards last week.
The thing about that, the thing about Haskins though, has he played in this big of a game?
The TCU wasn't that big. I mean, I feel what you're saying, but that was a big game.
Not no Big Ten master like this on the road.
All white guy.
But he was on. Okay, I hear you, and they're all going to be rooting for them. My thing though is, and that's the big key.
McSorley done been here.
But what he did against TCU, and he playing at in Dallas,
right,
at Jerry's World.
I think it's about getting out to an early start.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, because TCU kind of gave them the blueprint to how to, hey, look, because remember, if that fake kickoff return don't get called back,
this
is a whole nother story.
Have a conversation.
Yes,
right?
we are having a whole nother conversation.
But if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, that was a forward pass. I'm like, dude, why you throw it like that? You had to throw it. I was mad at him. Like, what?
Yes.
Anyway, all right. So now we're gonna go with our upset pick. Upset of the week. So the upset pick of the week, we'll let our guests go first.
Man, I'm going with Texas Tech versus West Virginia. Oh, you had that?
Oh, that's a good one. No,
yeah,
I like that.
Listen, I'm on the Bowman train right now. They playing at Texas Tech. At Texas Tech. Now we know what West Virginia came and Will Grier, the Heisman candidate, and this and that, and we go see how this thing goes shake out today. I think they are 4.5 or a 4-point underdog at home. That is, and I think the freshman will come through. He's comfortable at home, and I think he'll come through. And I think West Virginia get upset today by Texas Tech.
I love that pick. That's why I said it like that. My bad, but I love that pick. They playing, like you said, they playing in Lubbock. That's.
I mean, and the fall on the heels of the Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield went there. I mean, it's like woo.
Right.
So my upset is gonna be it's a long shot, but I'm gonna go with it. Syracuse over Clemson. Syracuse 4-0. Clemson 4-0, and they playing in Clemson. But I think that it could be a slap in the face to Dabo. Subbing his quarterback out for the freshman.
Right.
I really don't like how it went down because, of course, he sat back behind Deshaun Watson and was given the team, and he's a senior, so you could have let him play out the rest of the year and let take over next year. And I think Syracuse is going to come through, beat them, and it'll be a slap in the face for Clemson.
Well, to add to that, do you think Syracuse is very confident of what happened last year? Now, true enough, Kelly Bryant got hurt last year, but
Clemson wants him to get back.
Yeah, because that was the biggest upset last year when they upset
Dungy
Clemson.
is a great quarterback. Dungy can. Is it too much pressure for Trevor Lawrence in this stage of his career? And I get what you're saying. That's the question,
right? Because he's starting now,
but he's at home.
He's at home.
He's at home,
which is helpful.
But
but then, like you said, to add the fact that Syracuse beat them last year.
I know,
and
yes.
the fact that they beat them.
And we're not scared of you, Clemson.
Right.
We know we can beat you.
And then you got Sunshine playing?
Right, you got a freshman out here?
Yeah.
So,
hey.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I was gonna go with that, but I was like, I'm gonna just reach for the stars. And it's not even to me, I don't even think I'm reaching. I love LSU. I like how they playing.
That's a good pick.
I got Ole Miss beating LSU.
Oh, okay.
That offense. It's funny because LSU's defense is great.
Right.
Ole Miss offense we know is great. Their offense is crazy. Tomu doing his thing. But
oh yeah, they favored by 10.5.
Yeah, they favored by 10.5. But Ole Miss, LSU was great.
Right.
Ole Miss defense is very soft. You know what I'm saying? They're charming. But LSU offense is water. So who's gonna
right? Who gonna get?
So it's like you got the best of, and I just think that this is the time when Ole Miss is gonna get it. I think LSU is not ready yet. So I have LSU.
One big turnover.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So now, all right. So let's go to who is our counterfeit team.
I got the Miami Dolphins. Bro, they done played the Titans.
Right.
They done played the Jets. And they done played the Mackless Raiders. I mean, they probably got to stop it just off their schedule. But they 3-0 off teams that really just not really that good.
Right.
Yeah, and what's funny is that they're playing the Patriots. I don't know what the line is on it, but
I can tell you.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots were still favorites. Like you can't trust the Dolphins even at 3-0. It's hard to trust them.
I agree.
They haven't done anything special.
This is going to tell us a lot about the Dolphins, but I just think right now, New England favored by 7.
But like you said, though.
Hey, look! When we do the counterfeit, we gotta have a dollar bill up there like this.
He got it.
Like we
It's right there.
Let me see.
It's right there on there. Look at it. He got it. He got it up, and it's real counterfeit.
Yeah, this crazy. But Miami Dolphins, I think, is the counterfeit team of the week. They'll come back down there.
But like you said, though. You know how they always play New England. They get up in New
They
England.
do.
And they at home.
And they do something like it's going to be some crazy.
And Tannehill
type.
doing what?
Yeah.
Efficiently winning.
Yeah.
My counterfeit team is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. So, and the reason I say that is nothing against their offense. We know what their offense do, but we know that Pat Mahomes not going to stay on cloud 9. We know that's not. He's not going to continue to do it. He's going to be great.
Wait. You said the counterfeit is Kansas City?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're counterfeit?
It took about 3 minutes.
Go ahead. Yeah, it just dawned on me like, wait.
So all this offense going on, right? Defense can't stop a nosebleed.
Right.
They won by 10 against the Chargers, which was that was a great coming out party, right? Mm-hmm. They won by 5 against the Steelers.
Right.
And they won about 11 against the 49ers. Now, I'm not going to say the Broncos going to beat them. That's not what I'm going to say. I'm just saying overall throughout the season, I don't think that this first 3 games is going to determine what they're going to be throughout the year.
I agree, because they're about to be my counterfeit team. I agree.
And then to bounce off that, last year they was 5-0.
Exactly.
Then
right.
we went into a tailspin.
I agree.
So that's a good one.
My counterfeit team, Oklahoma Sooners. I like Kyler Murray. I like him. He is playing like we discussed before. We didn't think he would play this well, knowing he's going to make millions playing.
He
baseball.
is a millionaire already.
He's a millionaire. I'm sorry, he's a millionaire.
The check. Yeah, hey, you got the check? Okay.
But my thing is, you almost lost the Army. Like, you struggled against
with the overtime.
And then it's like crazy.
And I told you the stats Buddy put up from Ohio, Hakeem Butler put up on them.
Yeah, and then the thing is, Baylor, they've added the triple offense to their offense, their scheme. So if you struggle, they struggled against that, which I understand, but still, they're not used to seeing that. But Baylor has that now, so I got Oklahoma as my
counterfeit.
Right, that counterfeit teams. All right, so quickly, let's get into these picks. All right, so the first game, we're going Cincinnati versus the Falcons. Quickly, yeah, who you got?
I'm going Atlanta at home. I just hope the defense make enough stops. I think Atlanta home is hard to beat in the Benz, so I'm going Atlanta.
So I went with Atlanta last week, and they lost at home. I'm going with Cincinnati. Just because.
I'm going with Atlanta at home. I think they finally figure something out. And who trusts Andy Dalton? I trust Matt Ryan more than Andy Dalton.
I agree.
The only reason why I'm gonna go against the Falcons, and Falcons are my pick to go to Super Bowl, but all these injuries is because with the safeties out, Andy Dalton,
AJ Green,
not AJ Green, and then Tyler Boyd. This guy named Boyd. Boyd is going to go. Me too. He's gonna go crazy though, like crazy. So
and not picking up Ed Reed.
Yeah, I got Cincinnati. All right, Tampa Bay versus Chicago. We're gonna go around.
Chicago. I think that defense gonna take away that magic. It fits magic. And Trubisky finally puts up some numbers.
Right.
Where they playing at?
In Chicago.
Oh yeah, the Bears.
Fitzmagic is over.
Yeah, it's done.
He can throw for 400 yards.
I think Khalil Mack gets a roughing the passer call.
Hey, don't say that. Don't wish that on us, man.
Yeah, but that ain't but 15 yards. He go in. That's to go kill the magic.
He gonna change his life up after that.
Hey, oh yeah, he gonna be looking for the rest of the game. Where is 52? You know how they call out the middle linebacker. Right. He gonna be over there. 52, bitch.
Mac. Instead of Mike. Mac.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous because
boy, stop. Come on.
No, Amukamara is not playing. Prince Amukamara is not playing. We got this young kid named Tolliver. Cat was killing me playing against Arizona.
He gonna make a play.
I hope so, but he was killing me because he kept playing 15 yards off a receiver that's not fast. What are you doing? And Arizona almost came back. But anyway, I got the Bears. Like you said, Fitzmagic is gone. All right. Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
I like Baltimore, actually. The two-headed monster they got at running back, I just with Allen and I can't remember Collins. Allen and Collins. I think they actually are actually impressive this year. So I got Baltimore in this game. I think Pittsburgh was needing a win last week, and they actually almost gave the game away. So I like Baltimore this week.
They definitely almost gave it away.
Steelers defense is sorry still. So I think, and Flacco, he's not afraid of Pittsburgh.
Right.
He's never been. So I think I'm going with the Ravens.
I think the Steelers steal it. I think they take it. It's a Sunday night game. They playing in Pittsburgh. I think. Of course, we know Roethlisberger gonna do his thing. I think that defense kind of holds against Flacco. We know he probably gonna go 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions. I think Pittsburgh steals it. And the only reason I say steal it because everybody think they're gonna lose.
Right. I have the Steelers. I'm with you, D. Just for the simple fact that all that goes out the window when they play each other. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It's like Atlanta, New Orleans. I don't care how great defensively or sorry or whatever. It's going to be a shootout when they play against each other. And the same thing with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. It's going to be a grinded-out game. But I think Pittsburgh now, they get off that schneid. They feel good about, so Antonio Brown got a touchdown.
Be happy again.
So they're going to get in. All right, and last game, KC versus Denver.
I know I said KC, the counterfeit team, but I think that they're going to win just because Denver defense is horrible.
No, wait. Can I get a stop it? How you picked them to be the counterfeit team?
Because
and you said they're gonna win.
Even when I said counterfeit team, I said not necessarily right now.
Right.
Throughout the
Yeah,
season.
Stop
it. Okay.
I said throughout the season.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going with KC on this one. I think they win pretty easily.
Yeah, Case Keenum, your quarterback.
That's why you can't go with Denver.
I'm going with Denver.
I'm going with KC.
I'm going with Denver because this is the first test. And they're not the same Denver defense because they don't have the cornerbacks of Talib, but they still have Chris Harris. And then the fact that he hadn't faced the pass rush.
I agree.
Them guys going to be coming. Mm-hmm. All of them.
And that spinning around that he did last week. That
ain't happening with them. I mean, they have like 15 pass rushes in Denver. He's not going to have the time. Yeah. So Kareem Hunt is going to have to come up big, but I think that Denver.
And have y'all
wins.
seen his stats? He only got 158.
Yeah, well, they don't need it because they're throwing it.
Yeah, they throw it.
I think Denver wins, so I got Denver.
Yeah, it was said that they implemented some of Texas Tech playbook into Kansas City.
Makes sense, but they gonna have to go to pro now because they playing a pro team. So look, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back with what's on our minds.
Tune your radio.
Tune in.
Now. You can tune in to this radio station on any smartphone or tablet. iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, Nokia, Samsung, Windows phones, or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store. Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy from over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at tunein.com or your app store.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones of Sucker Free Life Double LC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-Point Conversion, where no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And this segment is brought to you by Sucker Free Life LLC. Make sure you live your truth for the world to see, because everyone can be sucker free. You can purchase your apparel today exclusively on Facebook.com/Sucker Free Life LLC. All right, this segment is What's on Our Mind. This is where we get to express what's on our mind. So you're listening, just take a listen, man. Just see what we're talking about. This could be about anything, but anything sports related. But this is what I got on my mind. So I was able to cover the Atlanta Hawks Media Day. And it was cool. We had a good time. G came with me, did his thing. We had a great time, talking to the players, whatever. And I was able to talk to Vince Carter and able to talk to him off the camera. And I really won't go into everything what we said because I told him, this is off the record. So, but either or, we basically talked about, I asked him why Atlanta. And then we started, it came into where we talked about, where, in which I did get this on camera, where having veterans are needed. We miss that today. We don't have it anymore. and that he loves and he relishes the fact of being a veteran. He said it was like one of the first times that he was excited about Media Day because he's like, this stuff you have to take in. Now, this is his 21st season, which is ridiculous. But I asked him why because, and I told him, I said, I know you've been on camera and everything, but I'm actually why because, bruh, you could have went on the team to win. And he responded even on camera. He said, hey, I'm a veteran here. True. He was like, what I've got playing time. Yes, you would have got playing time on certain teams because you still can play. So now what's on my mind is you have a lot of players that chase that ring. And it's all about perception now. Because think about it. When you look at Karl Malone, one of the first things you say about Karl Malone, he didn't get the ring, right? Barkley, he didn't get the ring, right? Why is that? Because he was chasing the ring. He was trying to get it, which is understandable. You're a great player. You want that ring. But now it becomes the focus of your career. He was a bad man, but he didn't win a ring. But when you look at a player like David Robinson, well, he won. I'm sorry, he won. But But even before then, it wasn't, he didn't have a ring. But even with Ewing and then Vince didn't chase a ring. He went to Sacramento. We thought he was drunk. I don't know what he was doing. And now he's in Atlanta, where they're rebuilding. But what would your perception be? When you think about Vince, you're not going to think, oh, he didn't get a ring. No, you're going to think about dunks, the greatest dunker, great player, good player, however you think about it. But you would never say, but he didn't get a ring. You don't even think about that with Tracy McGrady. Now, true enough, Tracy was hurt. You don't even think about that with Grant Hill. He was hurt, but still. Why? Because they didn't chase the ring. But it seems like when you're chasing the ring, all of a sudden, that's not a perception of you. You didn't get a ring. But what Vince is doing, how he's helping these kids out, and you never know. As my man H.O., we talked about it before, this might be his interview process for being a coach. You never know, but the way he's taking on to them young kids and how they look up to him is huge. I mean, you saw it there. G can tell you. It was evident, and the fact that he's doing that because it is needed, it is missed. And his perception now, his perception will always be he was a great dunker. He was a great player. But you would never think about, he didn't get a ring. But like I said, with Malone and all them, you will. So it's all about perception, man. And I commend Vince on that. And that's what's on my mind.
Yeah, that's definitely a commitment. He could have, like you say, he could have went anywhere. I'm sure he could have went to Golden State if he wanted to. But it ain't about chasing the ring. It's about just playing.
And how do you think Elton Brand got his GM job?
Right.
Because he was
a veteran.
And
right?
it with the Hawks organization that did it for 2 years.
Right.
Yep.
And now he's GM of Philadelphia.
And that's how it goes.
And sat there, didn't complain about nothing, just, you know what I mean?
That's how it go.
So what's on my mind today, man? It's something that's been kind of like bothering me throughout most of this off season. And it's how these NBA stars are forcing trades. I don't really like it. I mean, like, I feel like, now I can kind of say in the Jimmy instance, because he didn't sign the contract with Minnesota, he feel like he don't want to be there or whatever the case may be. But my thing is, right, and it's not as much as with the football, because it changes in football, right? But in basketball, your money guaranteed, right? Like, you signed this contract to stay with this team. You decided you wanted to do a 4-year deal for this amount of money. And as much as I like Kawhi, right, I think that was a punk move by him feeling however he's feeling about San Antonio to decide, you know what, I don't want to be here no more. And it's bad because on the team's hand, right, like, I know I'm going to lose you, so I got to trade you. I got to try to get something for you as opposed to just losing you as a free agent and not getting nothing for you. Like, I think it's real childish. And again, like my homie always say, if we was on a podcast or somewhere else, I'll tell you what kind of move it was. But that whole trying to determine after you sign a contract to be with a team that you don't want to be here no more, man, that kind of comes off as less of a man because you made this determination that you wanted to be here. I'm saying you determined you wanted to be here. This is what you wanted to do, and it's the team you want to be with. You know what I'm saying? That's bogus. And I know that I said that Jimmy's is a little different, but I even feel some type of way about him because I heard even before, everything came out that he had already made his decision before he said he was going to get traded that he wasn't going to come to training camp, that he wasn't going to do this, or he wasn't going to do that. Man, I'm almost feeling like Cleveland was going to do with Kyrie. Man, we're going to call your bluff. What you going to do, not show up? But as an owner or as a GM, if I know I'm going to lose you anyway, it's kind of like I got to get something. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota know that even with Jimmy, they probably not going to beat Golden State. So why would they just make him play? You know what I'm saying? In the case of Cleveland, it would have been, well, Kai, if you don't play, you're going to get us to the championship. We're going to play Golden State. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of them things. Man, I'm kind of tired of it. If you sign a contract, man, you signed the contract. If you don't want to sign no long-term deal, then do what KD and LeBron been doing not LeBron now because he with the Lakers with that 4-year deal, but do what KD do every year. Sign you a 1-year contract and figure it out. That's what's on my mind, man.
I'll just say this, and we're about to go in quickly. I agree. I think with Kawhi, though, I feel him the fact that he didn't. They told him, remember, it was talks, they wanted him out. I understood why he left at that point because he felt like he wasn't wanted. And they
leave when your contract up. Don't even talk about it. He got one more year left on his deal.
But if the team is talking to you like that, why would you stay? You know what I'm saying? I felt him on that because but I do see what you're saying as far as the.
I thought his was more so that Tony Parker and Greg Popovich calling him out about the injury.
And remember, Tony said something like if I
made it out and with the same injury.
Yeah, I don't want to be with a team like that.
But Tony ain't even there no more.
Right. He got traded after Kawhi said he was going.
And shout out to Kawhi with that phony laugh.
All right, look. You don't know what this music is. It's time to let you go. But before we let you go, we got a couple of shouts out. You might be part of it. First, I want to give a shout out to Almighty God. Thank him for a great, great opportunity, man, to have my voice be heard.
Thank you, Raphael.
Appreciate that, Jerry. And I like to thank Jerry Jones for that. We don't rock with Jerry that much, but the fact that Jerry
could take time out to get a shout out.
That is Jerry Jones for real, y'all. I appreciate that, Jerry. But to give my opportunity to get my my thoughts out, to make you upset, mad, want to give me the stop it button. I love it. You know what I'm saying? This is great. I thank God for it. I want to thank our guests, not guests, but somebody that's coming on, Superstar
Family.
H.O. Appreciate you, man, for coming on. G.
Yes, sir.
You know you doing your thing, man, and everyone else is listening.
Definitely appreciate, again, everybody for listening. Every week y'all come out, y'all rock with us, whether it's Facebook, radio, iHeart, wherever it is, we doing it, and y'all being a part of it. We really appreciate y'all, friends and family. And you know how I do every week. Shout out to my cousin Sean Calvin, the young homies at Safety Net Facility in Mentor, Alabama. Again, we know a lot of people may have given up on y'all, but you always got family at the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. You dig?
Shout out to the SRT Sports Show on Wednesday nights. Guess what? I still haven't been on the show.
It's not like you haven't been invited.
Give him a stop it, G.
I wouldn't invite.
Open invitation. Open invitation.
Oh man, I'm just messing, man.
Open invitation.
I can't.
You might get that counterfeit award next week.
I'm messing with it, man. No, but anyway,
counterfeit.
Honestly, man, I like to thank my family and friends, and beautiful wife. Shout out to Crystal. Our condolences go to you. She lost her grandfather, so that's why she's not here. Shout out to Devin, the critic. Got to make that appearance on that show. Can't wait. It's coming soon, baby. But anyway, thank everybody else who listened. Thank my man Digger for listening. We thank Tony. Was it Tony for listening? Tony Barnes, I think. Tony for listening. And everyone else, make sure y'all love on family. Let family know that you love them while they're alive. Eat good. Watch sports. We're about to get some salad. You can meet us. And until then, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out.
Peace. Stogie.
You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.